Well, it doesn't take much to get Mike going because you know very well. I mean, imagine being a fly on the wall with you guys in the car going to the practices in Boston. You had these very deep conversations. And who was your favorite movie star?
One day I said I liked John Wayne. And he said, I don't like. You don't like John Wayne?
Yeah, well, in case people didn't know, Mike, we lived in North Andover, so it was about a 45-minute drive in, and Mike Milbury
2 doors down.
Moved 2 doors down.
Yeah, and boy, that was a nice little spot. I bought my house on an auction.
Yeah, but you know what the funny thing is, though, Dad? Like all the Bruins used to come over. Like Terry O'Reilly came over, and Peter McNabb, and Schmatzy, and Brad Park came over sometimes, and Stan, and they'd all come over and play tennis and go swimming, and Mike never came over.
No, that's true, too.
When you think about, you know what? I never thought of it that way. They lived 2 doors down, and he never came over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
never come over once.
But yet you guys would drive in for the morning skate.
I'd pick him up. It's quite a drive.
Should we tell? I don't know if we told the weed story. Should we tell the weed story?
Oh, that's a good story.
Yeah.
So we used to drive in all the time, and there's many stories I could tell. I used to practice all the time my speech, before the game, or if I was mad or something like that.
We practice on Mike.
I'll tell you one thing. Yeah, I practice on Mike going in, and the one thing I said, this guy, and when I heard that he was going to be the representative of the Bruins to Al Eagleson's,
the NHL player rep.
Whoa! I said you won't push him around because Mike is.
Well, he's an American.
Well, I'll quickly tell that story if you want. Like from what we heard, this is what we heard. We don't know how accurate, but Alan Eagleson, when the NHL Players Association got together, if any of the Canadian players, who were most of them, asked anything, Milbury or Eagle would just yell at them and sit down. And what do you know? You're just a dumb hockey.
I'll tell you how bad it was. That he hollered at Terry, and Terry couldn't go up. And when Al Eagleson would come in our dressing room, Terry would leave.
Yeah, so he would yell, and that's how he kind of controlled it. And then I think Terry gave it up, and Mike came in.
Yeah, and Mike took over.
And Mike's an American and
college
guy. And Mike asked the question, and Eagleson told him to shut up and all that. And Milbury says, "If you tell me to shut up, I'm going to go up there and kill you." And Eagleson told him to shut up, and Mike was on his way up to the thing, and the players had to hold him back.
Yeah.
And they said that was kind of the first little bit of a chink in the armor, because then the rest of the guys said, "Yeah, well, why aren't you asking that question?"
Yeah, it was a good. Mike was.
That's what we heard was the first little chink, the first guy to kind of stand up to. And the other people will argue, but that's what we heard. That was Milbury. But tell about the weed story.
So we used to drive in all the time, and you used to see this weed driving. It was just before the bridge, and it was a weed. And I said,
on the side of the road on Route 1.
Yeah, in the middle of the road.
No, it was on the side.
Oh, okay.
And it was by the thing, and I say, see that weed? I said, that weed is growing with all the salt and all the cars and everything. That's the kind of guy. I really like that weed. Every morning, I said, see the weed's still there. It's still there. And every morning I drive in. So so the spring came, and we're on the far side. Now get this, we're on the far side of the bridge, or driving over. And I said, the weed I think is going to be. Because the guy was coming along with the machine,
to clean the side of the road.
Yeah, clean the side of the road. And I says, I think our weed is going to bite the dust. I says, he stopped the car. Stop the car. I had to stop the car in Route 1, and if you've ever been in Route 1 in Boston, and he danced across and got the weed, dug it up, and he says, nobody's touching our weed.
Yeah. So you were lucky. I could just see Bruin defenseman Mike Milbury hit by a car rescuing a weed.
And then I took it home and I planted it, because I wanted to eat. And I come on the next day and I said, said to Rose, I said, where's the weed? She said, I just threw it away.
Yeah, Mom was weeding.
I found an old weed and I threw it away. And
I think the one story I remember about you and Mike was, I think it was after a playoff victory. I think you beat Philly or you beat LA. And the next morning, Mom came down and you and Mike had stopped at Kowloon's. And had something to eat, and in the canary cage.
Oh, we had a big canary, green canary.
There was spare rib bones sticking. There was the canary eating, picking the meat off the spare rib bones.
We had a meat-eating canary.